Ну что, друзья, рад вас приветствовать. Татьяна, привет, рад тебя видеть. У меня сегодня состоится прямой эфир с моим коллегой из Атланты, Соединенные Штаты Америки, и мы будем говорить о тенденциях в окрашивании. Hello, Philip, nice to meet you. Today I'm expect my friend from Atlanta, George, and we will be say about the different colorful technique and also about the hair trends. Друзья, рад вас видеть, очень приятно. Сегодня у меня состоится прямой эфир с креативным директором Keune Северная Америка, Джорджем Alderete. И мы сегодня будем разговаривать о трендах в окрашивании, о его большом международном опыте в работе с продуктами Keune. И, конечно же, обсудим, как будут складываться тенденции на предстоящий весенне-летний и осенне-зимний сезон. Поэтому, друзья, вот буквально через некоторое время Джордж к нам присоединится, и мы начнем наш сегодняшний онлайн-эфир. Соединяемся и приветствуем креативного директора Keune Северная Америка, Джордж Alderete. Hey, George!
Hi, how are
Nice
you?
to meet you. Yes, I'm really fine. I'm just a bit prep myself for this online. You can see.
No, your hair looks great.
Thank you so much.
That's why I put a hat on. Mine's too long.
It's too long, yes, you say yesterday. So how is going? How is your situation in Atlanta? How is coronavirus?
Well, as you are experiencing as well over in Moscow, it's quite earth-shattering news to all of us, and especially in our industry where right now we are completely at our wits' ends as far as our businesses and servicing others, and how do we keep that long distance, social distancing from each other, especially in such a personalized business that we're a part of in our industry.
Okay, how is your work going now? You have some communication with the customers, and maybe you call into your customers to try to keep themselves.
Just to let them know that reassure them that you're here for them. Absolutely. And I think reaching out to many friends that are in salons or that are out there doing what they can, they have their client list, they're calling them, they're posting, they're letting them know that they're there for them.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of them are so surprised that they're there supporting them and waiting for them to get back to work.
Yes, it's very nice. So you can see the Philip Berline also say hello for us. Yes, it's very nice because so many people from all over the world and the big Keune family here for our online today. So let's say about something about your experience working for Keune, how your story start working for Keune, and how many years you working, and what is your responsibility?
Okay, so for me, I discovered this beautiful line, this color line, from a friend who then dropped it off in my salon in Tennessee at the time, which was 8 years ago now. I've been with Keune now 8 years as a creative color ambassador for Keune in North America. And so it's been a quick 8 years. I just spoke to George Keune yesterday, and he wanted just to say hello. He's in Amsterdam. And he wanted to reassure us, how's it going? What are we doing? So we've stayed in contact, and I think that's what attracted me to the brand, was that it is family owned and that it has that personal touch, I think, with each and one of his education team. So I love that about Keune. Here it's a big country, so we have a beautiful academy here in Atlanta that I am residing in now. And we have a great team. So every other week we're doing an artist connection, staying focused with each other, sometimes just playing games, sometimes just letting off steam and just getting it out there, the frustration. Because there are good days and there are bad days when you're staying in at home. So yes, that's what I've been doing. I love being a part of this team, and I love being a part of a global team.
Of course.
Even though we're a small company, we're still big in heart and love for our clients and what we do for them every day.
So for me, the same way, because I'm also trying to stay in the contact with my customers and the guys from all over the world. It's so nice when I took my Instagram, you know, I'm just sharing this photo and can see that we have one mission, we have one voice, and also now I've got some education by Jeroen in head office for Zoom, and we discuss how the color changing, how's basic ways about the color and treatment. And it's very nice, and I think that is one of the strong part of our company, Keune, that we are keep in touch, because everyone say hello, hey, how are you, and it really gives the power. And I'm really enjoy and happy to see your work. For example, when I see something new, I'm every time trying to focus for it, because it's really professional and they really inspire me. And also, when some of the guys, our customers, ask who is inspire you, I'm saying, look for George's work. It's really nice.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I think it's no, thank you. And I think it's really important that we do have that. We have all these different platforms, Instagram and Facebook, some of the TikTok kids out there, and all of these things that we get to see and be connected globally, just at a push of a button or just at a click or a swipe. And I think that's really important. And like you and I, just having, conversations.
Some fun, of course.
And I think that's important, and it just keeps us connected. I never realized until this couple of weeks how the social aspect of what I do really affects me mentally and emotionally.
Yeah. So, sometimes I'm hear that web life can kill in real life. Are you agree with it?
Am I angry with it? Sometimes. But I think what's most important, just like this morning, I thought about it, and I have a little time with myself, when I'm thinking and getting ready for this. And I think it's time for a pause.
Yeah.
I think so much time is spent on go, 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 go. What are we going to do next? Moving, traveling, getting the next course ready for the academy, or whether it's an in-salon or clients. And I think right now it's just been a moment to kind of pause. And I think what's going to happen is that we're going to see a lot of innovation in our industry come out of this moment in time.
Yes.
And I think that's really important. It's almost like we're going to have to readjust, reset, and kind of give ourselves a new momentum to move forward. And I think that's really important. And it's really important to understand how valuable each one of us are to each other in our industry, in our community of hairdressers.
And also I can say that I'm for sure, and I'm agree with you what you're saying. And also I can add that it's very important to try to save your real life, but you have to focus for your Instagram or other website life. Now it's very important, because it helps to other people understand what you're professional about, what is your best part, how your life spending, and it's really important.
It is important, and it's important to share those images. I know that there was a lot of sharing before this all happened with clients that you're doing, blonding techniques. I get them from all over the country, formulation, and now more than ever, I'm fortunate enough to have an archive of work that I can post, and I can repost or have my partner post it. He's really brilliant at it, or re-edit it in a certain way so it looks a little different, and it stays more fresh in your mind that way. So that's really important to document your work as well.
Yeah, I see. So, and before you show your trends and your explanation about trends, I want to ask you about the trends, what now we can see in the social media, and how do you feel it? So the first trend is gray hair, and it is, for me, it's amazing time, because now True Beauty is connect not just for Keune, it's from all over the world, and I am really happy with new cover.
I just saw that.
Yes, with new cover, British Vogue, with Judith, because I really love her cut technique and gray hair. What can you say about the trends for gray hair?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned this because I think there's a lot of trending going on here that I've experienced with different people from all over the country in the courses. And what I would hear from them is, how do I get them back to their gray? How do we transfer that gray? And I said, it's really difficult to copy gray, natural gray.
Of course.
But fortunately, you know, and I know that we have some wonderful products and tools that we can use in order to achieve that, right?
Yes.
But it's that process. They want to do it more gradually, more naturally. And I think right now it's kind of being on this kind of hiatus. It's happening where I see some people saying, okay, I'm on week 4, check out my hair, here's my gray, and follow along. And some people have made that their mission is to grow that out. And I think that's where you're going to see that trend really strong when they come back to the salon. So I agree. I love that cover, and I think it's beautiful. Jane Fonda was another one that came out this year with that gray and that beautiful silver. So I think it's going to be a great movement for a lot of women and gentlemen.
What is your best product, or what can you advise for the gray hair?
It's, you know, what's about the art of graying is that it's the technique of really lightening the hair or color treated hair. Because it is color treated, and understanding to have patience and that it's going to take time. So that appointment isn't going to be the normal time appointment. It's going to have a little bit more time so that you can take that, you know, application and creatively do it with a lightener, you know, isolation, foil packet, so that it's really neat and clean. And then having the understanding with the color conversation with the client, how important it is. How important is it that I'm going to take these steps to keep the integrity of the hair? So I love to use cream bleach. It's one of my favorites.
Of course,
for sure. That's my go-to all the time. In packets, in double processes, in any kind of form of color lightening. I love it, and blonding. And then we have our neutralizing spray. So if there's any bit of that, you know, little yellow left in there, I can always neutralize that. And that acts as a great filler for me to create that gray. You know?
So, you know, sometimes when some customers come for already gray hair, I'm use semi-color silver, and I also love using the neutralizing spray, and but sometimes I'm use color silver with the part of gray. Semi-color gray. Sometimes I'm mixing together.
I love mixing that combination.
Because semi-color is gives the hair more moisturizing. You know, it's more shiny, and of course for gray hair, very important that gray hair stain like a silver effect.
I sometimes feel that on gray hair, or naturally gray hair, that silver is really soft. And it's not threatening. Dropping in a little bit of gray, or sometimes I like to add a little bit of 8.17 in semi, and semis are done my permanent color. So it's a really nice glaze to go over the gray hair in 20 minutes, and then it just looks so translucent and beautiful and shiny that's what really gives it that beautiful kiss of light. I love that. That's great. So we kind of think alike in our formulation. That's cool.
Yes, I love it so much. Yes, and next trend is Billie Eilish.
Oh my God.
It's back technique from the light to dark. Because, so, you know, sometimes I'm really don't understand some trends, because some of trends is very personality for me. But now I can see that many people try to repeat this trend for themselves, and they trying to using these color products, you know, these green tone and dark tone here. But I think that it's very important to separate the trends. What is trends for the stage? What is trend for the life? How do you feel the trends for Billie Eilish?
Okay, so for me, that spill of color, which looks so deliberate, it's an art to put in that type of a spill on color. So to have it done professionally is really important, because not just the green, but the process to get to the green is important. And the variation of the colors and how you get that gradient from that light on top to the dark. And I have an example of one that I'll share with you in a moment. But it's really important that that's done correctly.
Yes.
And she's a performer. So how does that trend fit into mainstream? So I think what's going to happen is that trend could be a green, but we're going to maybe see it with different tone on tones, red on red, or different block colors, so that it's more commercial. It's just like when we see couture on the runway.
Yeah.
And we see that fashion, and it's just way out there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Alexander McQueen,
Yeah.
you know, Gaultier, I could go on. But you see them and they're like, oh, what woman would ever wear that? And then the next season, you start to see it diluted into the mainstream, and you go, oh. And that's what I think that trend is going to do. It just gives you a little bit of inspiration and clicks a little spark of interest in you personally to be more creative. And I think we need that in the salon sometimes. Sometimes it's okay to have one or two of those clients. It may not be your bread and butter, but it's a creative way to vent out and to explore other possibilities. And now you can do it with our new color Keune, which is even better.
So, and now I'm also can say that, so it's very interesting, but it looks like she did it herself. But
it does.
Yes, but it's really a very hard work. And many people can see that, oh, she did it for herself, I can repeat. And they, now you can see a lot of some strange video, TikTok, Instagram, where people try to correct them hair. And sometimes the result is, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah, what were they thinking? What they do? Or there was that trend on for a little while where people were just spilling the color onto the head, and it was like, what are they thinking? It just deflects from our professionalism.
That's why I call to my customers and say, please don't try to do it yourself. Keep in touch, just stay relaxed, and after maybe 2 weeks we can do it in salon. It's very important. So, and next trend what I want to discuss with you, when I ask Google about the trends 2020, I see the pastel tones, I see light brown colors, and also I can see the pink tone. What do you think about this kind of trends?
I think opal pastels are going to be really, really big. They're still going to continue and be a part of a lot of the color process that's happening out there. I think the hues that are very popular are going to be the pinks and the peaches and those colors that are very complementary to a lot of different skin tone.
Yeah,
and that's very important. And you know, I don't think Billie Eilish can wear that green if her eyes and her skin wouldn't allow it.
Because she is light, you know.
Very light.
She's very light.
And so I think that's important too, is make sure that they have an understanding. They may want pink or lavender or smoky with the combination of those, but can they really wear it? Is it really suited for them? You may have to implement it in a way where it suits them better. So I think those trends are going to stay for a long time.
Of course. And Billie Eilish before was a blonde.
Yes.
And I think that she just trying to be more personality. And how you can explain the trend for colorful technique?
I think if you don't mind me, I'm going to turn my phone to my screen so that they can see a little bit of collections. So for me, in photo shoots, it's really important. You can see it here.
It's so beautiful, so colorful. Oh my God. I can see the green one is fantastic with connecting with the pink tone. It's amazing in this.
And it's really, really about that blend. And the reason why I put it on this particular model, you can see it now even better, is because of her skin tone. And using, you know, a little bit of the blue and the red and some of the green in there, and then on the end, making sure that that vibrancy is really there to get that, you know, beautiful amber orange, and then of course the hint of the purple. But what's really important in this trend, because these are all basically haircuts, long, medium, and short, how you can transfer those trends into others. These are the same exact girls.
Yes.
And so you can see how I took them and applied different variations with wigs.
Yeah, I see. It's really fantastic. It's so gorgeous.
And just to get more of an editorial feeling for it. And then this are two of the girls. So without, that had short haircuts. So you can see how you can change that that trend with just different variations of inspiration.
So for me, it's of course more about the personality, because colorful hair helps people to recognize themselves, to show the world, look at me, I'm personality, I have the color not for like anybody, and that's why the popular now product for change the color is popular. So and now you show the collection. What kind of product did you use for create these amazing colors?
Okay, so first was the foundation and the styling, and then a combination of tinta and, at that time, of course, color craving, and a lot of mixed color. Really taking those primary pigments to create those tones before Chameleon was here. That was really important, and really practicing those tones on swatches and creating a vision board. You know, those are all things that it takes to create a vision at the end of the day, at the end of the shoot. And so that's where I get it. But I get my inspiration everywhere. I can be walking along in the park and I see some beautiful flowers and the tones and the color of the flower, and I take a picture of it and keep it just to give me a reference. Or I love to walk into a paint store and see all the swatches, and I start pulling and looking at the swatches to see what combinations go together and how can I recreate those. But that's going to go back to being creative. You have to understand your fundamentals.
Yes, it's really very important. So what is also important to try to build up your vision, you know, how it's possible, what is very important, because sometimes I took the some material, you know, trying to connect it, whatever.
Okay, so everything. Here's how I build it. I start off with, and I'll bring it over to my screen really quick. But let me see if I can get it in focus. But looking, for me, it's really about the face. And making sure that the face is what I'm going to work and build everything, the collection around. Can the girl move? Can she sit? What is she going to look like? And then the wardrobe. And then the makeup artist. And so the vision board continues to go through. And then we do things like that. So let me show you this next collection. This was the latest collection. I did 2 last year. This was, you know, something called Opulent Rebels. So I like that richness and the luxury of it. But at the same time, see, can you get the focus there? There it is. Yep. You can see all the variations of the colors that are popping through. And so again, the face. I wanted to make sure these girls that I went to London, I'd never worked with them. And I had to work with girls I never knew. So I knew that I was going to have to take pieces and wigs because I didn't know what they're open to for those kinds of trends. But then we moved into another collection. So to get a variation, let me see.
Yes, it's there fantastic.
So the same girls, just a different variation.
It's also very interesting how the face look different with this variation for these girls.
Exactly. So the girl here on the end is the same girl that I have in other photos I can show you. It's the same girl here. Totally different.
Totally different.
Completely
but
different.
Still beautiful, you know.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. It's very important.
It has to be beautiful. Number one.
Yeah.
And so it's important. I mean, that's just what I'm attracted to, is pretty color. Someone once told me, that was mentoring me, you can have color that's so bold and in your face, but if it's not beautiful, it doesn't make sense. And I think that's why, going back to Billie Eilish, it's beautiful. It suits her. You know, her whole style and the personality. And these girls, each one of them did have a different personality that allowed me to work around the color and the building of the styling.
If you really try to focus for your customer, you can really find the personality, because sometimes hairdressers can't find personality because they focus just for hair. But I every time saying that it's very important to look in your eyes, to try the focus of the skin, of the shape, you know, manner. It's also very inspired. How do you feel the trend one color, total color?
I like the total color, but I'll be very honest. You need to have some depth and contrast. If it's going to be one color, that's what makes it work. So have a variation. So if that's your palette and you want all green, all purple, do a variation of those colors because that's going to follow the suit of the haircut. You know what I'm saying? It's going to bring out the color of the wave or the style.
And also for me, one color is more good for the strong shape of cut technique. You know,
it is.
Here is you can see the soft technique, and I think that if will be more different shadows, it will be more bright.
Yes. Yes.
Because sometimes one
shadowing in there.
Because sometimes one color looks like a wig, you know.
Yes. And it's difficult to make a wig look real or even believable. So that's the other thing. That's a whole other discussion we can have.
Yes.
You know? And that's a lot to learn.
So I know that many girls who has a really long hair, they are really afraid to color it. But now in Instagram, I find so many funny moments how the girls with long hair trying to check the colorful technique. Look.
Oh. So they're doing the undercolor, the rainbow underneath.
Yes, rainbow from this part. What do you think about what do you think about it?
I like it. I think it's an inner personality of the girl, that when she can be one way, you know, and have all her natural hair, and then pull it up.
It's like a small secret, you know. It's like a small secret.
It is a little secret.
I'm a bit shy.
So do you have any?
But after a minute, I'm rock star, you know.
It's exactly true.
Sometimes
that's so true.
I think that it's also very important to try to have a nice community with and consultation with customer for try to do a bit color, maybe not for one moment different colors, maybe try to little part of the hair trying to
or even doing tape-in extensions, coloring them in so they can experience it. Yes. You work with extensions, you work with Balmain couture, so you experienced that, and there's some beautiful shades. When I was working on the True Beauty campaign with Ilham and Mariette and Roberto, we were all working with different colors and variations, and that's when we came out with smoking out the color. You know, and that was one part of silver, one part of gray, one part of clear, and we would do the pinks and the violets and all of those, and then we'd smoke them out with the glaze afterwards to get that vintage worn kind of. So those are really creative ways to create the vision that you want to create in your color. A friend of mine, Jessica, who's our VP of Education, she's watching here in America and Canada, and she says, I love the rainbows. That's an inside joke because it's hard. I really have a big respect. Well, when Color Chameleon came out, they asked me to copy the cover of our campaign. It was very difficult. It was horizontal placement, but it was like, wait, this isn't working. I had 2 fails, and then I had to do 10 for the whole country to send out.
Of course. So, you know, for me, I can say that I was just a bit shocked with Best Way when I saw the first time the campaign of Beyond True Beauty, where you work with Mariette Giggs, Ilham Mister, Roberto Tarla. It was amazing and really so inspired collection, so elegant and so unbelievable, because this hair is so real and so many combinations for color, but it's a huge hair. But it's like cloudy. You know, it was not heavy. And for next time, when I were in Amsterdam for True Beauty show, I saw this collection in real life. It was, oh my God, it
Beautiful.
really was fantastic. Of course, it's beyond beautiful. It's
there you
beyond
go.
beauty, yes.
Exactly.
And especially, I can say that your work with lady with dark violet.
Oh yes.
Yeah, what was
The
your work?
amethyst.
Yes, like Maleficent, you know.
Oh
She is so very beautiful. I can
thank you.
say.
Well, it was a really great collaboration and many hours of work.
Yeah.
You know, and even just second guessing yourself whether you're doing it. But are you going in the right direction that they've and it was so wonderful for the Keune family to allow us to do that and to be as creative as we could together. We had never worked together. It was our first time.
I know.
We were in Amsterdam for an entire week. And Ilham Mensur was really integral at placing everything, getting our visions together, and making sure that we were on task in what we needed to do. And if it meant staying there till 1 a.m, then we would stay there till 1 a.m. But it was really fantastic to work with that group because everybody at the end of the shoot, it was all about the heart and the passion and the love to create something that was elegant and beautiful, timeless, I think, but still ahead of its time, if you will.
So, George, can you say about this big process working for Beyond True Beauty? What is very important? Because I know I think that it's not easy to work in team where is everyone a huge professional. You know,
right?
What is very important when you're working for team? What is very important?
Okay. Patience, number one, but I wanted to just share with some of the people.
Wow, yes, it's an amazing job, amazing.
And then, of course, this one, and and to see Ilham with all of rosettes, you know, we were doing the color handing her, and she was doing the rosettes.
Yes,
was
it's
really cool.
Beautiful.
And the amethyst.
Yes, and that's we're talking about this the trend collection for Beyond True Beauty by Keune Hair Cosmetics International team. This collection was produced by the global artistic directors by Ilham Mr. Marriott Gates, Roberto Tarla, and of course Georgie, international embassy of color. Yes, it was really fantastic.
It was to work with a different group, and I also have an opportunity here in the United States to work with Beauty Underground, which is another team that we are all from different parts of the world in the United States, different companies. But when we walk into the studio, we put that aside and we just work and collaborate as artists. I think communication is the key, to start communicating earlier, finding out each other's personal styles. What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? I'm really strong at doing the vivids and the pastels and smoking them out, whereas you could be really strong at styling and finishing. So making sure that we're on the same page together is important. And when somebody's not feeling it, how you have to elevate them to get to that point sometimes. You know, we each need that reassurance, because sometimes we can be a little insecure about, do you think they're going to like it? You know, and you have to put that aside. And it's not about that. It's about, how does it look? How does it feel to you right now? And when you capture the shot in that moment, when you're on set and you look, and you're behind the photographer and you see it and you look at everybody and you just get goosebumps and you just know that that's the shot, then you know that all of that work, all of the preparation, the hours, the days, the months ahead of communication, like this, because we're from Australia, Amsterdam, and, you know, Atlanta. So it all falls right into place, and then you know, we did what we were set out to do.
It was really fantastic. So, and now is the trend when customers working for themselves. And sometimes, because I'm also like you doing with team, Keune Russia team, a lot of education for hairdressers. And sometimes guys ask that, oh, you know, maybe it's more interesting working for me. I can say that working for big team, it's also a good chance to be better than yesterday. It's time when you every time grows. Every time to have a good experience and inspiration, and that's why I say to customers and trying to say that stay working for team because it helps you grow more and more. Don't close yourself. Just try to stay open. What do you think?
Yeah, it's really, really important that you stay open.
Yeah.
And not to take it, I always say this, I say, when I'm saying something to you, don't take it to heart, take it to mind.
Yeah.
Because it's really important. This is about the task that's at hand, the vision. And it's important to have that type of leadership in the vision, to set up everything, to guide people where they need to go. And that openness is important too, as a leader of a team. And make sure that we all understand each other's likes and dislikes, our habits.
Yeah, it's very important.
And ideas, you shouldn't fear trying it. The fear is doing it, and then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Of course, it's very personality way, But
very true.
But it's very important to, if you are professional, you have to stay open and
say it in your language, because I know you're thinking about it. I want to hear your own language.
Я просто хотел сказать, что если ты...
So easy. It just popped right out.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
Да, очень важно. It's very important to be passionate.
Yes.
So it's very important. Yeah. I remember when I start saying on my language, I remember this word.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe one day, you never know, we'll have the opportunity to work together.
Oh my God, it's my biggest
that would be a dream
because,
for me.
I'm working for Keune Russia team. Keune Russia team, it's a really huge team. And
how big is your team?
So now we have academy. We're working more than 20 persons for education because we have a basic group. We have education for basic course for color, basic course for cut, creative courses. And my boss, Olga Dubeshko.
Yes.
You met her for international education in Amsterdam, of course, and we also working together, and also we have a chance working with a professional like you, because 2 years ago I worked with Married Gigs, Ilham Mister also, and it's really good chance, and it's my biggest dream come to you, to Atlanta, and also that you come to Russia for nice color and a very professional color course for our team.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
I'm sure my boss invite you for Russia. So I was in America one time.
Where were you?
I was in November. I was in New York for Chris Appleton masterclass.
Yes.
He did a big masterclass, and I go there for 1 week. And
I was there in New York for the Intercoiffure. I must have missed you because Chris was doing the New York show for Intercoiffure in New York.
Yeah.
And then I think he did have a masterclass afterwards, and you had attended that. We were there at the same time.
Yeah,
we missed each other. We missed.
Yeah, we missed. But in the future, I'm sure when the distance will be possible and flights, I'm sure that of course.
Let's cross our fingers.
Yes, but when coronavirus is end, oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So and if we're saying about coronavirus, I want to ask you, how do you feel the trends after coronavirus? What we can expect?
Well, I think that's the $10,000 question, because I think that right now we are going to have to really rethink how, I don't know how it is in Moscow, in your city, but here it's about more is better. So the more people you can get in the day to be more, business savvy and profitable in time, and people are busy in their schedules. And I think that it's going to be time to kind of slow it down a little bit. And really take that time that you need to. I think that this is going to make us kind of rethink how we approach our business models, which is a good thing. But at the same time, what I fear is that it's just going to repeat and go right back into the normal mode of old habits. And I think we have to re-establish ourselves and our habits and our ways, because, you know, if you've been doing it as long as I have, in 30-something years, it's a hard habit to break. So it's really rethinking, reapproaching, and being realistic with yourself.
So, you know, for me, if you're saying about trends, I'm sure that the future will be a lot of ways for the mask, for example, and of course, maybe something for this way, for open the face.
Great hair. I know, look at you. I see all your pictures. You're doing that Instagram, that pose.
It's all, this is everything about my Instagram, because some of the customers, when see me the first time, they see, oh, you look different than your Instagram. Where is your face?
Exactly.
So what is your professional advice for customers for growth, for staying positive, and for being inspired?
For me, it's the walking in the park that I've been posting every day, which is different for me here, because there's parks everywhere, but some of them, most of them are closed. So I think, for me, I think it's thinking, and it's really kind of going inside yourself and reevaluating everything, and kind of, if some people it's working out, and that's kind of hard right now. So walking for me, kind of getting my wheels turning. I go onto the internet, I start to look and study and listen. I have books that I've been listening to that help me self-help, that are going to help me to be better at the end of this. There's some journaling that I've been doing, writing down, because this experience can get quickly forgotten when we get back into the normal pace of life. So writing it down and really journaling this year, 2020, because it's completely different than what I thought 2020 was going to look like in New Year's. New Year's 2019 going into 2020, I thought 2020 is going to be great. All this stuff was on the schedule, all these different visits. I was going to go to True Beauty that we were having in Amsterdam. I was going to go to do a show in Norway. I had just gone to Sweden. So it was Taiwan last year. So it was huge for me. I'm like, this is it. This is great. We're going to go. And I'm sure a lot of people thought that. And then it just came upon us, and it was like, whoa, everything had to just pause and go slow down. And
maybe it's time to just try to think about yourself and about your beauty and about your ways. I think for professional, it's very important to stay positive. Try to read something new, try to embrace these new rules, to try to understand how Instagram works, how TikTok works. Now it's really important.
It's going to be virtual events. It's going to be digital education. I think is going to be the reach that we're going to need to use and set up. I was just speaking again to George about that yesterday. How are we going to remodel our education department? How are we going to look ahead to create the momentum that we want to? And engagement's really hard when you're on the other side of a phone or a computer.
It's complicated.
And it's very complicated. It's something that we're going to need to work through and rethink, because even though we're doing clients and you have the personal touch, if you're doing a workshop for your clients, you know, for hairdressers in education, that engagement and that enrollment is difficult to do when you're not there present with them. You can't feel their personality, see it in their eyes, look at them, their body, you know, language and what they're telling you, how they process and learn. This is so one-dimensional. It's not, you know, a three-dimensional aspect in life anymore. So digital, I think, is going to be the way we're going to have to really rethink how to go.
That's why it's very important to try and understand how it works, staying positive, staying creative, to see many different ways and try to embrace new knowledge through the Instagram or websites. So, and now at the finish, I want to tell you, Georgia, thank you so much for support me for this online, because it was really for me like a dream. And when you answer me that, oh yes, come on, okay, let's try, why not? I was really happy because
it's my pleasure.
For staying connect, to show the people how is Keune family huge, and we are really together the biggest powerful in the world.
Absolutely. I have to agree with you. And that's what we're doing here in the States, is we're staying connected together as a team. And really, I go onto your Instagram and I look at who you're following, and I get inspiration by those looks that and then I look onto that and I look onto others. So it's really important to stay aware and stay on top of it.
Yes.
And just get inspired by each other, and that's really important. Even the simple things that people are doing that are so heartwarming, delivering food or cakes or cupcakes or just different things, or supporting each other with a heart or a light, or an engagement, that's really important. Or just saying, you know what, your work is beautiful.
Yes. Okay.
I think that's important.
Thank you so much. And
my pleasure.
Stay home, stay positive, and I'm sure that after a few weeks we can create something about hairstyle.
Oh, that would be fun. I would love it. I work with a girl. You have to meet her. Her name is Jessica Bartolucci. She's amazing too. All right. Ciao. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Bye-bye. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.